Chapter 1. Democratic Citizenship. Title: Quaid-e-Azam on 11th August 1947, Q. Why was the Quaid feeling honored while addressing the first Constituent Assembly? Ans. The Quaid-e-Azam was feeling honored while addressing the first Constituent Assembly because it was the first Constituent Assembly of a newly independent Islamic country, and the highest office of this assembly was its president, for which the entire assembly unanimously elected the Quaid-e-Azam, which was a matter of honor. Q.2. Which is the greatest curse according to the Quaid-e-Azam? Ans. According to the Quaid-e-Azam, the greatest curse is bribery and corruption. Q.3. What was Quaid's vision about religious freedom? Ans. In the vision of Quaid-e-Azam, every human being should have complete freedom in a state so that he could perform his religious duties individually with full freedom. The state should have nothing to do with the religion of the people. The Quaid once said, "You are free. You are free to go to your temples. You are free to go to your mosques or to any other place of worship in this state of Pakistan. You may belong to any religion or caste or creed. That has nothing to do with the business of the state." Q.4. According to the Quaid-e-Azam, what lesson should we learn? Ans. According to Quaid-e-Azam, no nation can enslave anyone for long by force. An example of this is the Indian subcontinent, where nearly 100 years after the slavery of the British, Muslims and Hindus gained independence. According to Quaid-e-Azam, we should learn this lesson from history. No power could hold another nation in subjection. Q5. How for the key of Quaid's speech applicable to the present scenario? Ans. The key ideas of Quaid's speech are applicable to the present scenario as follows. I. The first duty of a government is to maintain law and order, so that the life, property, and religious beliefs of its subjects are fully protected by the state. Today's governments are deviating from this principle of the Quaid-e-Azam. They should follow this concept of the Quaid-e-Azam and establish law and order. According to him, bribery and corruption are positioned for society, and the assembly has to play its role to eliminate them. Whereas today, the members of the assembly come to the assembly with corruption and rigging, or they themselves are involved in corruption. Tsai. According to the Quaid-e-Azam, black marketers should be dealt with an iron hand, but today, black marketers are seen in ranks of the government. IV. According to Quaid-e-Azam, the evil of nepotism and jobbery must be crushed relentlessly. But these evils have become common at the government and official levels. Therefore, in today's time, we are deviating from every single principle of Quaid-e-Azam. In reality, as a nation, we do not want to implement or follow the principles of Quaid-e-Azam at any level. Q.6. How can we make Pakistan prosperous in the light of the Quaid's vision? Ans. In light of the Quaid's vision, we can make Pakistan happy and prosperous if we wholly and solely concentrate the well-being of the people, especially the poor. If we work in cooperation, forgetting the past, and burying the hatchet, we are bound to succeed. To make Pakistan prosperous, we have to work together in spirit that every one of us, no matter to what community, color, caste, or creed we belong. Q7. I shall always be guided by the principles of justice and fair play without any political language, prejudice, and ill will. Elaborate on these words. Ans. In these words, the Quaid-e-Azam is telling himself that he will serve the nation and the country above all else. He will make decisions with justice and fairness, leaving aside political and personal interest, prejudice, and malice. With these words, the Quaid-e-Azam is giving guidelines to every future ruler of Pakistan that a fair and just system is very important for the prosperity of Pakistan. Rulers and government officials have to make decisions free from all kinds of political and personal interest, bias, and malice.